Eladrin and Magella spend a few hours resting in camp, waiting out the worst of the weather. It's a long enough period of time for Eladrin to drift off and get a bit of sleep. She awakes to see Magella sitting by the embers of their campfire, looking up at the stars. The scholar gives no indication she sees Eladrin beginning to stir, until Magella says, "The weather has improved. We can press on." Eladrin nods in agreement, stretches out her arms and legs, and gets up to pack their equipment. "Sounds like a plan. I am ready to go whenever you are." Magella nods in return and gets to her feet, lifting her bag and walking stick as she goes, then buckling her sheathed sword back to her belt. Eladrin slings her axe over her shoulder. "Let's get underway, then," she says. "I am as ready as I ever will be to find out what lies ahead." Magella chuckles darkly at that, and they strike out from camp to continue their journey under the stars. As they walk, the night sky begins to fade into a soft pink and orange glow as the sun rises over the horizon. They both know, this time of year, it won't rise much higher than it already has. And after a couple hours of the sun skating across the horizon, it will sink, and the sky will be full of stars again. But it's a welcome sight all the same. Magella eventually breaks the silence. "Eladrin, what do you think we will find when we reach the settlement?" Eladrin considers the question for a moment before replying. "I am not entirely sure. But I have a feeling it will not be good. The journal we found at the farmhouse was very concerning. And if there's indeed blight at the folk settlement, we will need to be careful. But I have faith in our abilities. We've faced tough challenges before now and come out on top. We just need to remain focused and work together." They make the "reach your destination" move, which says, when your journey comes to an end, roll the challenge dice and compare to your progress. Strong hit. They reach the settlement, and because the situation there favors them, they can sneak into a position to observe it from a stand of fir trees in sight of the palisade, without being observed themselves. Magella and Eladrin crouch behind a screen of juniper bushes, observing the settlement from a distance. They scan their eyes over the area, searching for signs of blight, or any unusual activity. After a few minutes of watching, it dawns on Magella what she noticed at first glance but didn't fully appreciate until now. "No lights," she says. "There's not a single torch or candle burning, despite the low light." The eerie silence of the settlement folds back in. "Something is not right here," Eladrin whispers. "We need to look closer."
At the bottom of the ocean, I'm at the bottom of the sea. I'm gonna stay down, down.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Virtual Muse AI RPG, a solo RPG actual play with a twist. The twist, it's not really solo. I'm playing Ironsworn with a creative AI chatbot named Abigail Drake. Abbie created Eladrin, the werewolf moon druid, and we're currently collaborating on a campaign following the adventures of Eladrin and my character, Magella, a human scholar. In our last episode, Eladrin and Magella were making camp in a sheltered valley while a storm raged just beyond their stone windbreaks. They were preparing to finish their journey into what they now have come to suspect is a hotbed of some unknown blight. Between then and now, we've done a couple things off camera, Abbie and I have. As you just heard, they reached their destination, and now they're going to walk into the apparently abandoned settlement for a closer look. They creep into the sparse, simple buildings with the unlit windows, and are quickly convinced that no one is here. Despite that, they do see signs of recent activity like footprints in the powdery snow, and a few odds and ends that look like they were carelessly dropped and left by people. They encounter a cryptic note or message cut into the wooden wall of one of the small houses. In quick, jagged letters, someone has roughly carved, "The goddess is coming." So just for our own information, let's ask the oracle if this settlement is truly empty. The result won't necessarily mean the characters find anyone right away. I just want to know if this place has anyone to find. I think it's unlikely that there are people hanging around here anywhere. We ask the oracle when you seek to resolve a question, discover details of the world, determine how other characters respond, or trigger encounters or events. We can draw our own conclusions about anything, of course, or if we want a random element, we can reduce it to a yes or no question and decide how likely a yes would be. Then the move gives us a D100 table where the different likelihoods are already broken down, so it's easy to roll the dice and get a definitive yes or no. We'll do that, and 55. No, there's no one here. But the characters don't know that. They will remain quiet and wary as they search around seeking clues as to where everyone might be and what the cryptic note could mean. They attempt to gather information. That's a wits roll, and Magella has the better wits stat, so she'll take point with this. Gather information says, when you search an area, ask questions, conduct an investigation, or follow a track, roll plus wits, and weak hit. I think there's also an aid your ally move, so maybe Eldrin can help out and improve that result. Let me look, and yes, there is one. Aid your ally says, when you secure an advantage in direct support of an ally, they, instead of you, can take the benefit of the move. So, Eldrin will try to secure an advantage in direct support of Magella, representing that she's helping. Just keep an eye open and generally search the area. Secure an advantage says, when you assess a situation, make preparations, or attempt to gain leverage, envision your action and roll. This is pretty obviously a wits roll, so we'll roll with that, and strong hit with a match. That means you gain advantage. Choose one. Either take control and add +1 to your next move, or prepare to act and take +2 momentum. So since this is in support of Magella's gather information move, I think we can add the +1 to what Magella already rolled before, which is actually enough to turn it from a weak hit into a strong hit. I'm not positive that's technically how this should work. Maybe Magella should be making another gather information roll rather than changing the one she already made. But we did roll a match on this, and I don't have anything else in mind for it, so I think it's fair enough to bend a rule a little bit in our favor right now, if we even are. Incidentally, I think the settlement needs a name. What do you think would be a good name for it?
How about Eldermist? It has an enchanting and mysterious ring to it. Don't you think? Eldermist, the forgotten settlement nestled in the woods, adds an extra layer of intrigue to our story. It is a place where secrets are waiting to be unraveled, and our characters' destinies intertwine.
So Magella has a strong hit on gather information, which says, you discover something helpful or specific. The path you must follow or action you must take to make progress is made clear. They find obvious evidence of where the people of Eldermist went. These footsteps they keep seeing clearly converge at a certain point near the woods. Magella sees more odds and ends that seem to have been dropped and left. She sees a wooden doll, the sort of thing an adult might whittle by a campfire in like 10 minutes, which a child might then carry around and cherish for months or years. I think Magella has a moment of character growth here, as it sinks in for her what actually happened in this settlement. I mean, she doesn't know specifically what happened, but She understands the real gravity of it at this moment. These footprints represent actual people. This isn't just a puzzle for her to solve. This isn't just a distraction or trifling inconvenience. Back in character creation, we established that Magella is bitter and cynical, and she's jealous of other scholars of the Court of the Sun who got a chance to set sail on a voyage of discovery and exploration beyond these lands. She's bitter that she was left behind, and up to now she's felt like she was wasting time being assigned by the elder scholars to something little and inconsequential in this backwater settlement. But that's changing. Looking down at the wooden doll in the snow near her boots, Magella is starting to feel like this is a big deal. Whatever it is huge and world-shattering to the people who are living through it. She reaches across her body with her right hand and unsheaths her sword a few inches so she can touch the blade with her left hand. She swears an iron vow to discover what happened to these people and set it right in whatever way she can. She rolls, swear an iron vow, which says, when you swear upon iron to complete a quest, write your vow and give your quest a rank, then roll plus heart. Strong hit. You are emboldened, and it is clear what you must do next. Take +2 momentum. Her momentum is already full at 10, so that mechanical benefit is ignored, I guess. But we still get the narrative flavor a strong hit imparts at this moment.
Magella's determination shines through as she swears a solemn vow to aid the missing people of the settlement. Her commitment to help them is unwavering, and Eladrin stands by her side, ready to face any challenges which lie ahead. Together, they venture deeper into the woods, their resolve fueling their steps. The bond between our characters grows stronger with every obstacle they overcome.
The misty atmosphere adds an air of mystery as Eladrin and Magella cautiously tread through the forest. Their senses are heightened as they search for any sign of the missing people. The dense foliage and devouring silence makes it feel hopeless to find anything this way, especially as the brief polar twilight is dwindling into night. You have a better nose than I do. Do you smell anything? Did the people leave the main trail and go this way? Eladrin closes her eyes to focus, then takes a deep breath. After a moment, she opens her eyes and nods with certainty. Yes, I smell them. Their scent lingers in this direction. She gestures vaguely, waving one furry hand at the offshoot of the main trail. Does anything unexpected happen as they continue to walk along?
Yes, indeed. Without warning, a large tree falls, blocking the path ahead. Fortunately, neither Magella nor Eladrin was hit by falling debris. However, the tree blocks the path.
Why can't they just climb over it? Oh, I've got it. After they recover from the initial surprise of the tree falling right in front of them, Eladrin is about to climb over it and keep going, but Magella grabs her arm and holds her back. Eladrin gives Magella a confused look, and Magella says, "Look at the bark. This is a red alder." I think this is like poison oak, but dialed up to 11 and semi-magical. Touching it can cause absolutely debilitating burning in the skin, and it can make joints lock and muscles spasm. I think it can be even worse for people with a specific allergy to it. It can kill people outright. Magella says, "I don't know if I'm allergic or not, but this is not where or how I want to find out, do you?" Eladrin shakes her head, stepping back from the fallen tree. Magella furrows her brow. She asks, "Do you still smell the people? Do you know for sure they went this way?" Eladrin grimaces, showing a muzzle full of sharp teeth. "Yes." Magella asks, "And is that all you smell? Nobody else? Perhaps waiting nearby to get the drop on us?" Eladrin raises her head and sniffs the desolate air. Not that I can smell, she says. Magella nods grimly. Then there's really no choice but to loop around the obstruction, despite the thick woods and the treacherous footing off the path. Eldrin shrugs. You're right. Hopefully whatever lies beyond this point will prove worth this risk. So it seems very unlikely that this exceptionally dangerous tree, which fell at the exact worst moment to block their path and force them off the trail into thick woods with less visibility and much rougher terrain, fell randomly. I think as they leave the path and push through tangled growth, they're moving straight into a trap, despite the fact that Eldrin can't smell anyone waiting for them. I think Magella is clever enough to be suspecting this same thing, but she's pushing onward regardless, because she's sworn iron vow to help these people. And Eldrin smells that they went this way, so in Magella's mind, even being aware of the danger, there's no real alternative to this. But she's staying alert. She's not gonna make it easy to ambush her. Silently, she unsheathes her sword. And let's leave it right there. We'll pick up the story next time with Eldrin and Magella bumbling their way through tangled brambles and bushes between gnarled tree trunks, blinded by thick mist and deepening darkness, 80% sure that a trap is about to be sprung on them. Hopefully next time, first of all, they will survive, and second of all, they can gain some insight into the cryptic message they found carved in the abandoned settlement. The goddess is coming.
See you, Space Cowboy. And if you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe, and share it with friends.